So maybe you're asking in any election season, no matter what year it's in, you might be asking, what can I really do to make a difference? So, whether you are a secretary at a church or an employee of a business or a homeschool leader, here's some ideas for you. First of all, make sure you and your tribe are registered to vote. That's the biggest thing. You can use tools, at least in Michigan, like michigan.gov/vote. You can type in your information and it'll tell you where you're registered to vote, if you're registered to vote. Use these tools and point friends and family to them as well. Another way that you can make a difference is to make sure that you are sharing the information you have that you've come across through voting information, voter guides, any tool. Make sure you're sharing that with your email list, people in your circle that are on email. Make sure you're sending that information out to them. Hey, did you know there are these voter guides? Here's this tool from Right to Life of Michigan. Here's a great resource from Citizens for Traditional Values. What you'll find over time is that as you share that information, more and more people will come to you and say, oh, well, hey, where do I find information on this? And do you know where to find information on this? You may not know, but the fact that people are coming to you is a really good sign. You then could use your connections and help find answers. You can share information, but don't forget to involve your children. To me, I was homeschooled. And as a homeschool alum, I greatly appreciate the attention my parents brought to the civic arena. We watched the news, we talked about it, but I also got involved in elections. I remember my mom teaching me in the 80s and 90s is when I was homeschooled. And homeschooling was still, for me, it was still a new thing in Michigan. It was not completely known, recognized, celebrated, more so like it is now. And so my mom taught me that in order to preserve your homeschool freedoms, you need to know your homeschool leaders. So it is important to build those relationships with elected officials. So many a day was I campaigning, walking in parades, doing door to door, making phone calls. Why? Because I wanted to help get those men and women elected so that when they got into office, if there was ever a time that we didn't know where our homeschool freedoms were, or we needed somebody to champion them for us, we could pick up the phone and say, hey, state representative, remember me? I need you to help make sure this bill does not get passed. The same is true for our religious freedoms. The same is true for educational choice. The same is true for every topic under the sun. That as you show up at town halls, volunteer where you can to help your elected leaders, build those relationships with them now, you have that inroad later that when a topic comes up, they know you, they recognize you, they trust you, that if you say this topic matters, they take it seriously and they work to champion it on your behalf. So build those relationships, contact your local officials and find out, how can I help? Where can I volunteer? Show up to town hall meetings, show up to county commission meetings and city council meetings and school board meetings. Do it consistently. Be that friendly face, whether you agree with them or not. Let them see you as an avenue to more people, to more feedback, and let them know that you are praying for them, that you are listening, and that you care. America is how it is now for a number of different reasons, but I would make the case that it is in large part because those who care about our freedoms have washed their hands of civic responsibility and have walked away. So, whether you are a homeschool family, whether you are a pastor, whether you are just a concerned neighbor, do what you can for this election, for the next election, and for every day of the year to be involved, to show up in the civic square, to involve your family and your friends in making a difference. Find out how your neighbors are doing. Build those relationships so that as it comes time for important votes or important topics, you have those inroads to rally them. So remind your friends through email, phone calls, videos, making announcements at meetings. Encourage your clergy to rally, to inspire others to be involved, and let me know if I can help. This election matters, but the next election matters as well. The next city council matters, the next school board matters. It is important that all of us are involved and do what we can to make a difference. Your voice matters, your presence matters, your emails matter. Your doing something to speak up on behalf of truth, to build those relationships, and to rally others to do the same makes a difference. Do what you can, teach your children to do the same, and you will find that America is going to be an even better place. Thank you.